Hello everyone, my name is Asami. Today's class is all about fundamental BASI Pilates Mat Work. If you are a Pilates student, you can use this video for observation and self-practice. If you are new to BASI Pilates, welcome. If you are finding some exercise challenging, I've also created a fundamental level modification video on my Buy Me a Coffee page to support you. Alright, let's get started. So we're gonna start from the standing position. You can stand back of your mat, but I'm gonna stand on the floor because my head is chopped off from the screen. So standing hip width apart and then gazing the front, and your arm side of your body slightly touch your thigh. I'm gonna show the front side. So leg is hip width apart, keep abdominal active, and your tailbone is down so that open your front hip. So from here, gazing forward, inhale, prepare. Exhale, nod ahead, arm slightly forward. Keep your shoulder width apart and bend your knees. Hips stay there, and then your head and the spine going down towards your mat, bone by bone. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, pick up your belly and come up, bone by bone. And then straight your knees and back to the start position. Inhale. Exhale, nod ahead, arms slightly forward. Bend your knees, fingertips going down. However, doesn't need to touch your fingertips on the mat. Whatever you're comfortable. Inhale. Exhale, pick up your belly and pick up your belly. Come back to the start position. Last one. Inhale. Exhale, nod ahead. Arms slightly forward. So not lock your knees. Nice and soft. Now hands on the mat. Walk forward. And then come to the up stretch position. So you're up stretching your heel down towards your mat so that you feel your back of your leg nice and stretching. Hip is high. Your spine and neck and head and arm nice and one line. Stretch out and come to the all-four position. So when you come to the all-four position, your hands shoulder width apart, your knees hip width apart, your wrist under your shoulder, your knees under your hip joint. So careful, no hyperextension. I'm very hyperextension my arms. So keep abdominal nice and active. Your head's aligned with the spine. So keep your nice as a table part of your tabletop. So from here, inhale, prepare. Exhale, round your back. Focus on your lower back. Inhale through the neutral, come back to the neutral position, and then making arch upper back. And come back to the center. Exhale, round your back. Inhale through the neutral and then making arch. Shoulder nicely down. You can use your maximum middle back, but don't sinking down your lower back like this. You need to keep your nice neutral. And last one, exhale. Inhale through the neutral, making arch upper back. And coming back. All right, so keep the tabletop position. We can do hip extension, bend your knees. So slightly lift your one thing up, keep abdominal engaged, and then lift your toe and then knees up. So keep your leg nice 90. Also hip bone to hip bone, nice one line. From here, inhale, tap. Exhale, lift. And tap. And lift. Move your leg from your hip joint. And lift. And tap. Last one. And place the foot down. Other leg. Lift your thing. And lift your thigh, knees, and point the toe to the ceiling. And tap. And lift. So, hip joint is help to bring your leg up. And lift. And down. And last one. and then place the foot down. So keep your hips stable, minimum shift. One knee's out. Exhale. Inhale down. So also the height is not important. Try not to change the hip height. And down. Keep abdominal engaged, especially your lower abdominal. And lift. And last one, place the foot down. Other leg. Keep abdominal engaged, gaze in the mat. Lift and down. Exhale, lift. Inhale down. Minimum shift your weight. And 2 more. Lift and down. Last one. And then place the foot down. Okay, so come in front of your mat. We're going to do just transition. So leg is hip width apart. And then arms nice and straight, parallel to the mat. Inhale, prepare. Exhale through the small C cup and then past the small C cup. Sacrum touch, lower back, middle back, upper back, and then place your hands on the mat and then fix your leg close to your hip, but between your hip and heel, 1 foot apart. Okay, so leg is nice and separate, hip width apart. I'm gonna just adjust my head. So keep your nice neutral position, your pelvis and spine. Arm side of your body, we're gonna do a pelvic curl. Inhale, exhale, implanting your lower back, and then lift your pelvis up like a J shape, and lift your hip and lower back, middle back, upper back. So J shape turn into the I shape, and then coming down bone by bone from the upper back and middle back and lower back. Whole spine touch on the mat and back to the neutral position. 2 more. Inhale, exhale, implanting and lifting and lifting and lifting. Armpit towards your mat, rib cage is nice and close. Shoulder, hip and knees nice one line. Arms supporting, your feet supporting, and coming down from the upper back and middle back, lower back, bone by bone, and back to the neutral position. Last one. Inhale, exhale, implanting, lifting, lifting, lifting. Try not to making overarch your upper back. Keep it nice and one line, and coming down, long neck. Use your breath, and then coming down to the mat and back to the neutral position. All right, so we're gonna do spine twist supine, arms T position. So palm, shoulder, shoulder to palm, nice one line, and palm facing up. So the one leg up to the tabletop position, other leg up to the tabletop. Keep abdominal nice and active, and then leg together as a one unit, and everything is together. So from here, inhale, rotate to the one side. Your scapular stay on the mat. You need to bring the top of your leg, top of your hip, and exhale. Center. Inhale to the other side. So this priority, your pelvis moving. That's why leg is also moving. Exhale. Center. Inhale. The top of your leg not sliding off. You need to take together. Scapular stay. Exhale. Center. Last one. Inhale. If the scapular peeling off, reduce your leg angle. Exhale. Center. One leg down, other leg down. So now, hands interlace your fingers behind your head. Elbow nice widely open. You gaze in the ceiling. However, you can still see your elbow with your side of your eye. So keep it nice and neutral position, your pelvis and then spine. So now imagine a cup of your coffee or favorite drink on your pelvis. So pelvis nice and flat. From here, inhale, prepare. Exhale, head and chest lift. So you need to be chest lift higher, gaze in between your knees. and coming down bone by bone. Inhale, exhale, head and chest lift. Elbow nice widely open and down. 3 more, inhale, exhale. So not crunchy, your pelvis nice and flat and down. 2 more, inhale, exhale. Imagine you resting your hammock and down. No pressure your neck. Last one, inhale and exhale. Head and chest lift. Shoulder nicely down. From here, we're going to rotate to the one side, looking outside your thigh and center. Exhale and center. Upper body is working, but lower body is quiet and center. Rotate from your waistline and center. Rotation is the second. Priority is flexion and center. One side of your scapula stay on the mat, other side is left. And last one, chest is a little higher and coming down bone by bone. Well done. Release your hands, side of your body. So keep it nice and neutral position, abdominal nice and active. Your cup of your coffee is there. We're gonna do a single leg lift and a leg change. So keep it nice and neutral position. One leg up to the tabletop. So knees above your hip joint. So keep it this 90 angle. So from here, inhale, top, exhale, left, and top, and left. So try not to pass the 90, and top, and left. Last one, and then place the foot down. Other leg, point the toe, tabletop position. And from here, inhale, top, exhale, left, and top, and lift. 3 more. Move from your leg, from your hip joint, and 2. And last one, hold. Now leg is slightly past the 90. Other leg tiptoe, and we're gonna switch. Exhale, and exhale. So keep abdominal engaged towards your spine. And move your leg from your hip joint. So you feel your hip joint is really working. And change. And change. Exhale. Exhale. And let's go 2 more steps. 1. And 1. And 2. And 2. And then both leg down. Well done. Let's go to the 100 pump. So leg is one leg up to the tabletop. And then other leg up to the tabletop. And leg together, feet together as a 1 unit. Keep your leg at 90. So from here, arms overhead, palm facing up to the ceiling. So keep your rib cage stay on the mat. And then arm beside of your ear. Keep abdominal engaged. From here, exhale. Arms point to the ceiling, head and chest lift. Inhale. Coming down bone by bone. Exhale. Long exhale. Arms making a rainbow shape and coming back. Inhale. Exhale. Chest lift high. Keep it abdominal nice and flat. And down. 2 more. Even fingertips nice and long. And down. Move your arm from your shoulder joint. And then coming back. One leg down, other leg down, and release your hands to the side of your body. Okay, let's go to the leg circle. So arm side of your body, keep it nice and neutral position. One leg up to the tabletop, and then straight leg up. Bottom leg is straight, your hip line. So top of your leg, flex, but bottom leg is pointing the toe. Leg is close to the other side of your shoulder. From here, circle down. Inhale, circle. And exhale. Circle. This is pelvis lumbar control. In, exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Making a circle not oval. And then circle. And circle, I think last set, inhale. And exhale. Hold. Now bring your leg outside of your body and circle down. Inhale. And exhale. And 2. And 2. And 3. And 3. And 4. And 4. And last one. I know the leg getting tired. Keep your knees straight. Hold. Point the toe. Bend your knees and place the foot down. And other leg bend. Tabletop. Straight your leg. Bottom leg is nice and straight. Keep your leg anchored to the mat and your hip line. From here, top of your leg flex. Close to the other side of your shoulder. Circle down. Inhale, circle. And exhale. If the pelvis moves so much, reduce your leg circle. Inhale. And exhale. I think 2 more. Last set, push the ceiling away with your foot. Now bring your leg other side of your shoulder. Circle down. Inhale. And exhale. Anchor the leg. And 3. And 2. Last one. Hold. Point the toe. Bend your leg. Place the foot down. Both legs together. And then point the toe to the front side of your wall. We're going to do a roll up. So, arms are overhead. Palm facing each other. Arm beside of your ear. Back of your rib cage. Stay on the mat. Keep abdominal engaged. Inhale. Arms point to the ceiling. Head and chest lift. Use your rectus abdominal. Leg is anchored to the mat. And from here, come up. Exhale. Leg is trying not to come out. And then once you come out, keep your nice and C-cup position. Heads aligned with the C-cup. Arms parallel. Heads over your arms. Inhale. Exhale, coming down. Sacrum. Lower back. Middle back. Upper back. Arms overhead. Shoulder nicely down. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale at the top. Exhale, coming down. Sacrum. Lower back. Middle back. Upper back. Arms overhead. 2 more. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale, coming down. And arms overhead. Last one. And come up. And then nice and spine stretching. Okay, let's go to the spine stretch. Okay. Leg is shoulder width apart. Your heels stay on the mat and point the toe to the ceiling. Keep abdominal engaged and arms nice and long. So from here, inhale, head is nodded over your arms, and then keep your spine C-cup position and the arms going down, fingertips toward your mat. And then slightly forward. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, pick up your belly and come back to the start position, bone by bone. So use your C-cup. Inhale, exhale. Nod the head and fingertips going down and arms slightly forward. Your pelvis forward, your back of your hamstring is working. Inhale, exhale. Come back. Last one, inhale. Exhale, nod the head. And arms slightly forward. Inhale and exhale. And up, up, up. All right, so come in front of your mat. We're gonna do a low like ball. So Hands placed on your lower seam area. Point your toe. You balance on your sit bone. And then lift your legs up. Your arms nice and locked side of your body. You're constantly looking your tummy. So spine is nice and seek up. And then we're going to roll onto your shoulder, not your head and neck. From here, inhale, roll. Exhale, lift. So heel and then tie closer. Inhale. And exhale. 2 more. Balance, balance, balance. Last one. And keep it nice and balanced. And then feet on the mat. All right. So come to the side. So lie on the side position. So bottom hands, palm facing up. And then palm to toe, nice one line. You can rest your head. And then top of your hands in front of your chest. And come closer to your body. So pelvis is nice and perpendicular. So no forward or backward. Keep in the middle. Keep abdominal active. Side body is nice and active as well. So that your spine line is nice and warm. So from here, we're going to lift your both leg up. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Hovering your leg. Lift. And lower. And lift. And lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. I think last one. And then down. So now bottom leg at the 90. Okay. So the top of your leg slightly inward. And then lift your legs up your hip height. And then even your toe also inward. And then relax. So flappy toe. Keep abdominal engaged, side body is lifting. From here, we're going to lift your legs up and come back to the hip height. And exhale, inhale, back. And lift and lower. And 2. And last one, coming back. Now, leg is slightly forward, maximum your 90. And then lift your high leg and then lower hip joint and coming back. Hip height. Forward and lift and coming back. Exhale. And inhale. And 2 more. Keep your side bodies active. It means you need to be active abdominal. Last one. And coming back. So now leg is slightly forward. Maximum at your 90. And then leg is moving up and down and up and down. Small movement. We're going to do our 5 breaths. Exhale for 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Last one. And hold. Putting your leg and then lower your leg down. Now bottom leg straight. Nice and perpendicular your pelvis. Top of your leg front. And then like hook. Like kind of stopper. Like figure 4 position. Bottom leg is nice and neutral. And then lift your legs up and down. Exhale, lift and lower. And lift and lower. Knees is like pointing up to the ceiling and lower. 2 more. And last one. And lower your leg down. Well done. Come up. And then switch the leg. And then other side. So palm facing up to the ceiling. Palm to toe nice and one line. Keep abdominal nice and active. From here, lift and lower. And lift and lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. And 2. And last one. And lower your leg down. Bottom leg At the 90, top of your leg slightly inward, and then lift your legs up, your hip height, even your toe is slightly inward. Relax, flap your toe. Keep abdominal active, zip up, and from here, lift higher than hip height, and coming back your hip height, and lift, and lower. Exhale, lift, inhale, lower, and 2. And last one, coming back your hip height, forward, and lift, and back. So lift up, forward, and lift. So hip height, keep your hip height, your leg, lift, and down. And 2 more. And last one. And back. Now leg is coming to at the 90, and then small movement, maximum your hip height. From here, 5 rests. Exhale for 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Last set. Inhale. Hold. And then coming back and lower your leg down. So now both legs straight. Top of your leg front. And then knees is pointing up to the ceiling. Bottom leg is nice and neutral. It's me. The knees facing forward. And from here, lift your legs up and lower. And lift and lower. Keep abdominal dip up and shoulder nicely down. I think 2 more. And last one. And the leg is down. Well done. Now come to the tummy on the mat. We're going to do a back extension. So, leg is together, heel together. And then keep abdominal away from your mat. Even your tummy touch on the mat. And then tailbone is down. Protect your lower back. So, hands slightly touch over your thigh. And then shoulder is away from the mat. Head is nice and hovering, even chest a little bit. So, from here, inhale, head and chest lift. Keep your nice alignment, head, neck, and spine. Exhale, lower. Inhale, head and chest lift. I know the arm is really working. Exhale. 3 more. Inhale. And exhale. Long arm. 2 more. You can lift, you can use your upper back, middle back, but don't use your lower back. Last one. And then exhale, lower. Forearm position, push the mats away and come to the rest position. Knees together as closer as possible. And then rest your forehead on the mat. Arm is nice and long, shoulder nice and long. So shoulder away from your ears. This is the back stretch, lower back stretching. So focus on your lower back, hip toward your heel. Inhale and exhale for your own pace. You deserve it. And then come to the O4 position. We're going to do hip extension straight to leg. So come to the O4. Keep abdominal nice and engagement. So from here, one leg is straight behind your head. And then we're going to lift your legs up and down. Exhale, lift. Inhale, down. And lift. And down. Move your leg from your hip joint. So height is not important. Your hip bone to hip bone, nice and equal. Last one. And place the foot down. Come to the O4 position. Other side. Other leg is straight behind your hip. Try not to hyperextension your arms. Lift and lower. And lift and down. Use your lower abdominal to control your body, and lift and down. Even you're pointing your toe. I think 2 more. And last one. Place the foot down. Tuck your toe under. Come to the up stretch position and stretching your back of your leg, your spine, neck, and head and arms. Hip is nice and high. Walk towards your feet with your hands. 1, 2, 3. Bend your knees, fingertips pointing to the mat. And then pick up your belly, roll up, bone by bone. Lower back, middle back, upper back. And then come to the nice standing position. Open your shoulder. And then keep it nice and standing position. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, nod ahead, arms slightly forward. Bend your knees. And the fingertips going down to the mat. Inhale, out the bottom. Exhale, pick up your belly. And then stack back over your pelvis. And a nice and standing position. That's all for today. Leave a comment if you have any question, and then check it out my other video on the Buy Me a Coffee page. See you soon. Bye.